Hey, sports card fans, it's John Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. The 1970 Topps baseball set is one that you probably either love or hate. Personally, I think the gray border is rather dull, especially compared to the set Topps would put out the next year with its striking black border. However, there are some really nice images of some of the Hall of Famers, although the set does lack any rookie cards of Hall of Famers. The most notable rookie card is that of Thurman Munson, which many believe, as do I, that he should be in the Hall of Fame. The other feature of the 1970 Topps set is a common centering issue, especially for the All-Star cards, making finding well-centered copies of the All-Star cards in high grade very difficult. In this video, I'm going to show off the top 10 most valuable cards from the 1970 Topps set based on their PSA 8 values. I'll also give the value of those cards in higher grades, as well as the population count of those grades. But before I get to the top 10, here are the cards that just missed the top 10. At number 15, the Kari Yastrzemski All-Star card. At number 14, the World Champions New York Mets team card number 1 in the set. At number 13, the Vita Blue rookie card. At number 12, the Pete Rose regular card. And at number 11, the Reggie Jackson regular card. So, which cards did make the top 10 list? Let's go find out. Alright, at number 10, we have the Pete Rose All-Star card. In a PSA 8, there have been 152 graded copies. The current VCP average price is $366. There have been 11 graded PSA 9, and they sell for around $8,400, placing this Pete Rose All-Star at the number 3 spot on the top 10 list based on the PSA 9 value. There has not been a single PSA 10 graded copy, so who knows what one would go for if one were to be graded now. The last PSA 9 sale was back in August of this year through REA auction. At number 10, we have the Hank Aaron All-Star card. In a PSA 8, there are only 115 copies that have been graded, and the VCP average price is $367. There have been 20 PSA 9s that sell for around $2,440. There have been no PSA 10s for the Hank Aaron All-Star card as well, so again, who knows what one would sell for today. The last PSA 9 sale was back in July of this year through eBay. At number 8, we have another All-Star card, the Reggie Jackson All-Star card. In a PSA 8, there have only been 128 graded copies. They sell for around $419. There have been 13 graded PSA 9. They sell for around $2,100. And there has been one graded PSA 10 for $12,000. The only sale of that back in February of 2017 on eBay. At number 7, the Willie Mays regular card. Population in the PSA 8, 724, with a current VCP average price of just under $500. There have been 90 graded PSA 9, and they sell for around $4,050, placing the Willie Mays at number 5 on the top 10 list based on PSA 9 value. There have been 5 PSA 10 graded copies. They sell for a little over $30,000, placing a PSA 10 at the number 4 spot on the top 10 list. The last PSA 10 sold in April of 2019 through Memory Lane. At number 6, we have the Johnny Bench regular card. In a PSA 8, there have been 678 graded copies. The current VCP average price, just over $500. There have been 118 graded a PSA 9. They sell for just under $2,200. And there have been 4 graded PSA 10. They sell for around $12,500. The last PSA 10 to sell was back in September of 2018 through eBay. At number 5, we have the regular Hank Aaron card. In a PSA 8, there have been 539 graded copies. They sell for around $545. There have been 84 graded PSA 9. They sell for a little under $3,300. There have been 6 graded PSA 10. They sell for a little over $16,000, placing the Hank Aaron at number 5 as well on the list in terms of their PSA 10 value. The last PSA 10 sold in October of 2020 through a PWCC auction on eBay. At number 4, we have another All-Star card, this one of Johnny Bench. In a PSA 8, there have been only 101 graded copies. They sell on average for a little over $550. There have been 12 PSA 9s. They sell for a little over $4,700, also placing this All-Star of Johnny Bench at the number 4 spot for a PSA 9 value. And there's not been a single PSA 10 graded, so again, who knows what one of those would sell for. The last PSA 9 sale was back in December of 2022 through REA auction. At number 3, we have the Thurman Munson rookie card. In a PSA 8, there are 828 graded copies. The VCP average price currently a little over $550. There have been 88 graded a PSA 9. They sell for around $3,155. There have been 4 graded PSA 10. The last one to sell for $99,000, which would put the Thurman Munson rookie card at the number 2 spot on the top 10 list based on PSA 10 values. That last PSA 10 sold in February of 2021 through Heritage Auction. All right, number 2. We have the Roberto Clemente. In a PSA 8, there have been 672 graded copies with a current VCP average price of $637. There have been 77 graded PSA 9. They sell for around $9,600, which would put the Roberto Clemente at the number 1 spot for PSA 9 values. And there has been 1 graded PSA 10. The only sale of that card recorded sold for $65,725, placing it at number 3 on the top 10 list for PSA 10 values, and that sale took place in August of 2016 through Heritage Auction. All right, do you have an idea of who might be the most valuable card from 1970 set? The Nolan Ryan. In a PSA 8, there have been 906 graded copies. The current VCP average price, a little over $1,100. There have been 129 that have graded PSA 9, and they sell for a little over $8,400, placing the Nolan Ryan at the number 2 spot for PSA 9 values. There have been 3 PSA 10s, the last one to sell for $132,000, also placing the Nolan Ryan at the number 1 spot for PSA 10 graded copies. And that sale took place in August of 2021 through Heritage Auction. Well, there you go, the top 10 most valuable cards from the 1970 top set. Were you surprised at any of the cards that made the list? Would love to know in the comments. And if you've missed any of the videos in this series, here are 2 that you can check out. With that, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.